insert the video on YouTube.
Then have you forgotten?
Do you not remember? Then you have forgotten that you protected me from the dragon's flames. So there's a memory issue here. I wonder if this is like a seneschal type deal with losing memories and some kind of weird interaction with the how things go. Oh, also dragons, when they become dragons, they lose their memories of their previous lives a little bit, like their minds get messed with. Like not really dragons, but drakes more so. Like the lesser dragonkin. Yeah, the ones that can talk, you can tell that they're mentally messed up in the head, so that might be a factor as well. So let's keep going.
You protected me from the dragon's flames.
You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisen.
Of course. That begs the question.
So you need only believe in your own destiny. Self-determinism, that's another big theme of the original Dragon's Dogma. Glad to see that coming back. Here's, oh, if he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? So the concept of a true Arisen is different than, that's different, right? Because in the original Dragon's Dogma, you had a newly Arisen who had the potential, but you also had other Arisen around, like, not Celine, but her, what was the older woman's name? I forgot now. Celine's master. I forgot what her name proper was. You also had the Dragon Forged, who was theorized to be like the original Old King, and then Edmund, of course. And were there any more Arisen hanging around? No, I don't think so. I think those are all three, besides the ones in BBI, Baroque, and Aura. But now we have the concept of a true Arisen versus, okay, you're an Arisen, but you're not. So is this what our character is supposed to be? I also don't know what the word mummer means. So even though there was the mummer's wear in the original Dragon's Dogma, that was a nice set of clothing that you could get, or armor, I think it actually was, like upper torso armor, even though it covered the hips. Interesting. So we have a true Arisen situation where it's not just good enough to be an Arisen, you want to be the Arisen. Like, you have to really be him. I mean, of course, no matter, regardless of our character's status, even if being a Arisen is more of a recognized thing in this world, which it seems to be, people are more receptive to an Arisen than they were in the original Dragon's Dogma and Grancis, it seems. But yeah, it seems even though people are more receptive to this Arisen, because people are more receptive to Arisen in general, not being a powerful Arisen, not being a top class Arisen, it's kind of like being in it. You know, if you read Isekai or Wuxia or something like that, you know how they always have tiers to different things. Even if you're a hero, unless you're like the top ranked hero, or One Punch Man, like you have your S class heroes, your A ranks, your B ranks. Like unless you're like really on that top level, people don't really respect you. I think that's what it's coming down to. Even if it's not that many Arisens, it might just be 4 or 5 or 6 Arisen, but it seems like even in this world where they respect the Arisen, you're just not going to be that guy. Or that
girl. Then where might...
Oh, whoa, there was some, it looked like some magic archer action happening here. Slow it down. Okay, so this is an interesting look for a golem, it looks like, almost. Yeah, that looks like a golem. I really like the design on that. Is that a magic archer? Hold up. Or is that a blast arrow? That looks like a blast arrow, honestly. But that looked like it had a heck of a lot of impact. And look at all this screen distortion. I hope that's actual gameplay and not just for the demo. If that's actual gameplay, that is beautiful. That is absolutely stunning.
Then what?
All right, so here we have a barrier. I would be so happy. So if you don't remember, there was a spell in Dragon's Dogma 1 called Spell Screen, and it raised your defenses greatly. And if you didn't know, there was also a little gimmick where it could kill off ghosts very, very quickly. Not as quickly as a Halidum does. Halidum, I think, was the best spell for killing ghosts, but it was actually pretty dang quick. If we actually get a proper like barrier spell to hold enemies back, that'd be really cool, because all Spell Screen did was boost your defenses by a stage and make you walk slow. But that's only if you held it. This looks like a mage though. All right, here's a magic archer for sure. You got the sigil, um, and the reticle, and is this like, what is this? This looks dope, but is this like, is this? It's kind of acting like Holy Focus Bolt in a way, even though it looks like it's electrical. So, did they nerf our and Ricochet we trust? Because it looks like, well, it looks like they're nerfing our ricochets.
Empress Nadinia's life.
That's unfortunate, by the way, if they're nerfing our ricochets. Although, if they give us something better than explosive arrow, that's dope. Looks like we've got some more fantasy races. So last time we really literally only had humans, right? We had humans in the ponds who were like subhumans, but they're basically humans. And lizards, the saurians, who were intelligent. You had goblins who could communicate. They were kind of intelligent. Obviously, the dragon's a spoiler. Yeah, there weren't any. I'm trying to think. There weren't any humanoids that weren't human, right? Besides the saurians and the goblins. Yeah, everything else was pretty much human. Um, So to have fantasy beast race, maybe elves, and it looks like Khajiit has wares for us.
Is in your hands, Sir Arisen.
Praise be, for only the sovereign.
Hold on. Let's go back.
That
Let's go back.
begs the
Oh,
question.
wait. I missed something very
You
important.
do not remember.
First of all,
Then have you forgotten
first of all,
that you protected me
first
from
of
the
all,
dragon's
first of all.
flames.
You need only believe in your own destiny,
Okay,
Arisen.
Blank Strike. All right, this move looks dope. Is that the new Corona slash? Right? A spinning double forward
begs the
slash? I like
question.
it.
If you
I hope it does
then
damage
mother,
because most
then
of the
where
warriors'
might our
abilities
true
don't do damage.
Empress
In
Nadinia's
Dragon's
life
Dogma.
is in your hands, Sir Arisen.
Praise
All right, so big black leader guy. Capcom, come on, man, you gotta do something better with his hair. Like, you got the beard right. I'll give you that. Y'all got the beard right. It's hard to mess up a beard though. Like, what did y'all do with his hair? Why does he look like Russell Wilson in the face? What's going on with y'all, man? What's on y'all heart, Capcom? What is on y'all's heart? Like, help my guy out a little bit here. Like, help him look a little bit fly. Help him look a little, like, just give him. Go to help my guy out here. All right. Like, come on, Capcom. All right, let's continue.
be, for only the sovereign's guidance.
Oh, is he going to be one of those religious zealots? So the thing about themes in Dragon's Dogma is they tend to repeat, just like the cycle tends to repeat. So just like you saw the story of the Arisen, I forgot what, Ash and Bitter Black Island, and he basically, your top layer of Bitter Black Island, those first few areas were a lot like Grancis in the daytime when it was bright outside, lots of water, lots of greenery, and then you got to the second area, the middle stratum, which was a lot of church-related stuff to deal with the church. The Dark Bishop, who you had to fight as a boss, was kind of representing the. Oh, by the way, at the end of the first stage of Bitter Black Island, you had the Gazer fight, which represented the fall down the Everfall, because it was in an area shaped like the Everfall with the same kind of enemy, except it was a lot tougher, of course. And then your second area has to deal with the church, and that's basically representing your fight against the Elysian, but it doesn't represent your fight against the Elysian. It represents Ash's fight against his religious organization, theoretically. And then the last bit was to do with the dragon, the bottom stratum. So you see this entire, and then of course it's dark because after you defeat, well, I don't even think he defeats the dragon. Never mind, disregard that. But it's just, if we're going to have another religious organization, I expect him, that big black leader guy, to actually be a villain. That's what I'm. Oh, by the way, I recognize this. This is a claw. That staff is a claw. All right. Yeah. But I expect that big black leader guy to be a enemy. The sovereign sounds like sovereign. And if I'm not mistaken, the word what was the word for the final enemy game? Seneschal. Seneschal was like a French word for like governor or something like that, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if the sovereign's very, very evil or very, very tied into the cycle at least. Sovereign was around. Okay, so it's probably not the Seneschal if it's an area. Maybe we're the Sovereign. Maybe I'm tripping. Oh, by the way, that was Belite. Okay, looks a lot like Grand Sorin. That doesn't look like Grand Sorin at all, though. Dragon. Very happy to see the dragon. It looks kind of goofy. The original dragon from Dragon's Dogma, that scene where you're running past as when you're what's his name? When you're playing as Savan in the very, very beginning tutorial and you see the dragon just menacing with his face all dark and the eyes are like glowing. For some reason, having the pupils, you can see the dragon's pupils here, and then you can see the inside of its mouth, like all the folds. Having that much biology attached to the dragon makes it look way less threatening. I can't tell you why, but if I couldn't see all of its organs and organelles inside of its mouth and then that little slit in its eyes, it would look a lot scarier to me. Okay, we always love to see griffins. Looks like an ogre. Cyclops. Oh, destructible environment. Love to see it. Hopefully it's rebuildable or something. Sphinx. Yeah, again, I think it's too much detail. I think the graphics are too high and it's too much detail. I think they should have went for less here. I don't know though. Maybe we'll find out later on, but this is too much. I don't like it. I don't like this design for the dragon. I really don't. It's not giving me Grigori. And it doesn't necessarily have to give me Grigori, but it's not giving me majesty, which is really what the first dragon did. It gave you a threatening presence, but it also gave you winged majesty. It was weird. The dragon design from the original game was very, very well placed. I think you can't mess up the dragon. Like, the dragon is the story. The dragon is pretty much everything in that game. I don't think it's anywhere near as popular if the voice wasn't right, if the script wasn't right, that design wasn't correct, that fight didn't go as hard as it went. Like, everything about the dragon needs to be great. If there's anything that's throwing me back, is it the snout that's throwing me off, or I think I don't really want to go backwards, but it's all of this area, like all of that. Like, it looks more like an actual biological lizard instead of an incarnation of your despair, if I could say it that way. Like, it doesn't look like a real thing. Or, no, it looks too much like a real thing. I should say that. It shouldn't look like a real thing, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, by the way, the dude with the glowing crystal. That's right. These sphinxes. I hope you're able to answer questions to bypass the fight with them, or at least they have some type of brain power to them. I don't want them to just be another enemy. It's like, okay, so it's another avian enemy. Use your avian killing weapon or your just most strongest weapon to kill it. Hope there's something more to it than just kill it. And I hope it isn't one of those creatures that's going to be like, oh, it's immune to magic. Or, oh, it's always in the air. Oh, it's always in the air, so you literally cannot do anything if you are a warrior. And I hope they fix that, and we're going to go over that in the next video. I'm going to release a lot of content, guys, on this Dragon's Dogma 2 stuff. I wasn't planning on making this video super long. I have options, right? I could do one super long video and go over everything in one push, or I can split this up. I'm already at 15 minutes on this video, so I'm thinking I'm gonna split this up so that more people can digest it. By the way, I appreciate everybody who has watched my content. When I was first uploading Dragon's Dogma videos, I was not expecting, number one, to become a content creator, but number two, I wasn't expecting anybody to even freaking watch it, because I was just uploading stuff because I didn't want to spam Dragon's Dogma Reddit with stuff. So I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna upload stuff to my own personal YouTube, and then like some of these videos got 20,000 views, and I'm like, wow, I did not expect that to go that hard. So yeah, super appreciate all you guys, but I hope they do something with this creature. I got to see griffins. Oh, he's eating a heart. Okay, so let's look at this dude's design. I didn't even read the text at the bottom, so I might have to go back one more time to read the text, but let's see what we're dealing with. So he's got a crystal with 5 and a center. I wonder if 5 is going to be the 5 elements. It looks like dark, but the yeah, it might just be 5 elements or something like that, but I don't think that's it, because there's some designs of 5 elements in the game, and it's usually one in the middle. Usually it's the holy element, which is like the star or the sunish looking element, because they have different symbols for each of it. Like darkness is a swirl, lightning is obviously a lightning bolt, ice is, I forgot what ice looks like. I think it's like a crystal snowflake, and then flame is like a flame. But yeah, this doesn't look like that, so I'm wrong about it being the elements, unless the elements are way different in this game. I'm guessing this is our Duke character or something like that. Maybe this is us, if we take the evil route after beating the dragon, or meeting the dragon rather, because you can meet the dragon inside to become king or something like that. Then again, here's the thing about Dragon's Dogma 1. Dragon's Dogma 1 showed you what the cycle's supposed to look like. However, this game, there might be a cycle where humans have somehow learned to master it, harness it, take advantage of it, and we're this crystal allows you to do something weird with the rift or something. Like, it could be one of those. Like, this actually, doesn't that look like a rift crystal? Kind of. Like the purple of it looks like a rift crystal, even though rift crystals are like balls, right? They're like purple crystals, like purple crystal balls. But I could easily see this being a rift crystal. Like, this is a manipulation of the rift itself, and then maybe that's a way of their taking control of the cycle at the human level, even at a scientific level. Like, maybe this particular iteration has been so distraught by the character, the Seneschal, in Dragon's Dogma 1 screwing up things by, deleting himself or herself, that we've gotten to a point where humans are basically controlling the rift, and dragons are still being born for some way, shape, or form. Maybe humans are creating dragons. Like, maybe this is after the end. Like, maybe Dragon's Dogma 1, that ending was canon. There is no Seneschal. Life has found a will that doesn't rely on the Seneschal, so it's basically the same as like the real world or most other RPG worlds. But humans have also learned to control the rift and the risen process in creating dragons and all this other crazy stuff. That would be absurd, right? Wouldn't that be insane, guys? I think I would. It's kind of too easy to see, but at the same time, it'd be kind of cool to play through that. Like, instead of having to deal with an evil god that wants you to get to him, you have to deal with a human that legitimately does not want you to succeed and has the same powers, if not more. Well, probably not more, but has roughly the same power set of a dragon, can create dragons and also be an evil god. By the way, if I'm right, guys, I'm completely guessing. I'm guessing based on what I'm seeing in this trailer. So, all right, let's go back to what this is. Oh yeah, the hand claps, rift, Gorgon, Sphinx, Griffin.
That is most unfortunate, but it does not release thee from thy...
Okay, so something unfortunate happened, but it doesn't release you from your fate. So that's basically probably your dragon's tragedy. When you meet the dragon, unless it's Grigori, the dragon will screw your world up, right? So, Dragon's Dogma 2, and that's the end of the trailer, guys. Alright, so, how do I feel overall? I'm really excited about what I saw for Warrior, and I'm going to go over that a lot. Yeah, I'm going to go over that a lot. So, with that said, as always, I've been me, you've been awesome. There will be more Dragon's Dogma 2 content. I'm pretty excited to talk about this stuff. I have a lot in, I mean, the clip is loaded. I'm ready to start talking. This next video might legitimately be an hour, so I'm just going to get this one out so you guys can watch it. And then, the deep dive is coming. The deep dive is coming, guys. So, as always, I've been me, you've been awesome. Like, subscribe if you love the content, and peace.